So, final four, me, Taylor, Jessy, Kimberly. I owe that to you, dude. Like, that was... And it's good for both of us. Like, you were helping yourself, but you were helping me, too.
Yeah.
That vote was crazy. How we possibly convinced Kimberly is beyond me. And I feel bad for lying about Miranda voting her out, but it was a Hail Mary. We had to do it. I honestly owe that to Taylor. He made the convincing arguments, and if he had not been there, I don't think we would have been able to pull that vote off. But that is honestly the reason why I would love to go to the final three with you. Is because
those arguments at the end, after that tribal,
me and you putting a case against each other. And
I think I'm about to get annihilated by the jury, but
well, I think it'll be
because I lied to everyone in this game.
I don't think the jury likes me either. I have been because
Kimberly or Jessy wouldn't survive our season 4.
Because I am very snippy in
these
conversations. Like
at this point in time at Final Four, and this is exactly where I went home last time, and no one wants to go to the end with me. Correction. They might want to go with me to the end more than they want to go to the end with Mikey.
I'm just telling you, in full faith.
We just talked our way into a miracle this round.
I know we did. So I'm telling you, full faith. I win. Me, you, Kimberly.
If I win, I'm down for that too.
Yeah. All right. It's solid then. Now let's go win this challenge. Hopefully this last challenge doesn't have puzzles. If it's anything physical, I think I got it. It's a combination. I have to hope my physicality gives me a big enough lead to take. To do whatever the puzzle is.
Welcome everybody to the final challenge of His House Survivor Season 4. As you can tell, we have a pretty elaborate setup for you. So we're going to start out first with eating the delicious feast that Kim has so graciously prepared for you. You will go ahead and eat all of what is under those towels. You will then make your way to these wiffle balls. You are each at your own separate line. You have to throw the wiffle ball from where the line is into one of these two rooms behind you. Once you have made, you will then run to the back of the house where there are buckets with keys hidden inside of them. You will have to find your own set of keys. Once you find those keys, you will run back inside the house, get all the way up to where these buckets are, and lower them down to the ground. Once you are down to the ground, you will go back and find once the bucket's down to the ground, you will come out, retrieve what's inside the bucket, run back inside, and finish the puzzle on the bench where you just had tribal. So it is going to end where it all began back in tribal. Are you guys ready for your final challenge?
Yes!
All right. Then on your marks, get set, go! Mikey has finished. He's on to the next section. Alright, Kimberly's done. She's on to the next portion. Alright, Taylor is done. He's on to the ball. Jessy's done. Everybody's on to the next portion. Our Mikey has a definitive lead right now. Kimberly's on her last one. That's great. Taylor's down to his last one. Mikey Taylor's last one.
Too fat for this?
Would it be super gross if I grabbed water from there? Where's that been?
Super gross.
Okay. Let's go.
one's done. Okay. Red. Blue. White. Everyone is now inside.
We are in the last leg of this final challenge.
Next 5 square dice that are different.
So Jessy is on her last part of the puzzle. Everybody's hearts racing and then slow it down to a dead stop.
Okay, got all the colors. All the colors.
Taylor's moved on to the last section of the puzzle as well. Taylor trying to relax and enter a zen state of mind so we can finish this challenge off strong.
It's a lot more useful when it's not narrated.
Yeah. Moved on to the last leg of the puzzle as well. Alright, Jessy has completed. You guys have some time to go back to your camps and talk about it. We'll see back on the trail.
Okay, I can't even wear this pad right now. It's so
No,
tired.
I wouldn't. Kimberly told me, and if I can trust her, that if her or Jessy win, Taylor's gone. So, right now it's looking like I'm in the final 3 no matter what. If I make it to the final 3, I think I can win.
That board is board up. Oh, Mikey, at least you got your
Maybe feel better after the
All sits after being denied to go after playing for Idol did not go home after all.
I wanted you guys to be exhausted at the end of all this.
Yeah, well, you succeeded.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, I thought I was gonna get voted out round 2, so.
I thought I was gonna be.
I thought I was going to get voted out every round except the one where I had immunity, so. Well, I made it to the final 4. Didn't win the final 4 immunity challenge, and now my fate pretty much hangs in. It's going to be me or Mikey, and we're both voting for each other.
So, I'm voting for Taylor. And Taylor.
Watch out, Dan.
I'm assuming.
I honestly don't know if they would rather take me or Mikey, because on one hand, they just learned last round that I'm dangerous when I'm allowed to talk. On the other hand, they also learned that Mikey is dangerous when he talks as well. So it's up to you guys who you want to keep around. So if you want us to like leave and do something else, you're allowed to
We already know.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I have nothing to be ashamed of in this game. That I've played my heart out in it. That I've pulled moves that I didn't even know were possible. I have skirted elimination at every single point, making it way farther than literally anyone in the game can believe. So I have nothing to be ashamed of, and now I just hope that they view Mikey as more of a threat for the finals. I don't know if he is, quite honestly. I will argue it to the final breath if I make it to the finals. But we'll see if I make the finals. It's been a fun ride. Thanks for taking it with me.
Welcome back to your final tribal council where you will be voting somebody out. I know you guys are exhausted and probably a little sick after our final challenge, having to eat Twinkies and then go run. But walk us through how you're feeling emotionally. Mikey, you look a little defeated, so we'll start with you.
Oh, I'm just physically defeated. Well, and it's, I mean, we were straight up about it. I'm voting for Taylor, Taylor's voting for me. These two have been in an alliance since we discovered the last tribal council, and it's their decision. They have their criteria. If they want to ask questions or they want, whatever, it's their decision. So I'm not all, I know who my vote is, so I'm not all too stressed. Yeah, it really boils down to what those two decide.
Jesse, you felt like there's been a target on your back from the very beginning. What's it like having the safety of individual immunity?
I honestly never thought I'd ever win immunity, and the one that I happened to win is the one that I needed the most. So I'm just like, I don't know if you guys saw, but I was ready to cry when I came back in holding that flag, or that, whatever it's called.
Flag.
Yeah, so I was freaking ready to cry.
Kimberly, how does it feel to have made it this far and to have really soldiered through the last challenge, despite being called weak just one tribal earlier?
Well, considering I was in last place, I might have been weak. But,
You were beating Mikey and I.
What?
You were beating Mikey and I for a while in the challenge. That's a puzzle.
Oh, well,
Mikey and I
yeah.
couldn't stack dice.
Okay, I think I would have been a lot faster if I would have been able to hit the stupid ball.
If it would have been all Twinkies ball throwing, I'd have had it. But
Ooh, if we would have had to throw the farthest ball, I would have been.
Twinkies and running to get keys. That was my.
I was ready to puke before the Twinkies.
I don't know.
And eating them.
The delicious one thing.
I know, right? I've never had another Twinkie in my life.
You've never had a Twinkie before? No. I'm sure this was a great introduction. It's like Josh and the Beat.
It actually was. They were decent.
Alright. Well, it was a rough challenge, and you guys are feeling rough, but it doesn't get any easier from here on out. We do have to vote and get it down to the final three, so let's get it started.
we had a makeshift forced alliance, but you know I gotta do this for you, and I hope you vote for me in the jury round.
So, we have the vote ready, and we'll find out who our final three is. Our first vote is Taylor. Next vote, Mikey. One for Taylor and one for Mikey. Next, it's Taylor. That's two for him. Next vote, and the next person voted on Kids House Survivor Season 4 is Taylor.
Nicely done, guys. Finally.
Right? That's it.
It took you long enough.
Alright, let's see.
Oh, did I take one of these?
Yep.
One and
Yeah. No, well, actually, I was a final two or something.
Alright, I'm sorry, Taylor.
I would seriously start crying.
What can I say? I've just made it
You
to
have to run it, can't
Alright. Final three, you have a lot to process. Hopefully you can get that done in 15 minutes, and we'll see you back here for the final vote.
I never thought when I first started this game that I was going to win. My goal was just not to be the first one voted out, and yet here I am. And I made it. I freaking made it.
I figured when I entered into this game, I would either be one of the first people out for coming out too strong, or I'd be here. And I'm here. So now, it's just a matter of convincing the jury.
I just got to think about all the strategic moves I've done, ones that they've done that were pretty poor, and just hopefully I can get it together. And not let this go to my head. I do not want to be a cocky person.
The only thing I have going against me is being instrumental in voting most of the people here out. And as I'm glad I made it here, I did everything I could, and at this point, it is up to the jury and up to me to make a convincing argument.
Well, welcome everybody to our final vote. We are here at the final three with the lucky members, Mikey, Jesse, and Kimberly. They all made strong plays, and now it's time to figure out who's gonna win. First, we'll start off with their opening statements. You guys each have 4 minutes to present your case as to why you should win. After that, the jury will be allowed to ask you a few questions each if necessary.
Okay, hi guys. I think I played a heck of a game here. Throughout the whole course, I only had my name written down once. That was in the very last vote when Taylor really had no other option but to vote for me. And that's surprising given the way I played. I was very aggressive. I was very outspoken. I wasn't like super quiet. So I think the fact that I got all the way there with only one vote speaks volumes. I also played the game fairly honestly. I made alliances with a bunch of people, and those alliances fell apart for no fault of our own. Things happened and it wasn't anybody else, it was never me who was like, we're done with this alliance, I'm betraying you. If I made an alliance, I stuck with that alliance and I meant it. It just so happened that those alliances fell apart for other reasons. The one time I was dishonest was in that Final Four when me and Taylor told Kimberly that Miranda wanted to vote for her. We had to do that though, that was a Hail Mary, I'm gonna own up to it. I played an honest game except for that, but I feel like it's hard to put blame on me for that because we really had no other option. We were done either way. So I will admit to that. Other than that, I played the game honestly, and that's hard to say with this game. I was a physical threat. I won 2 individual immediate challenges. Whenever I was on a team, we never lost a challenge. In the team, we never lost a challenge, and it's not all because of me. We had great teamwork, but I think that had something else to say too. So I played the aspect and physical, strategic. I was behind the Super Alliance majorly. I had a huge part in that, and it worked for the most part, and then it sort of crumbled apart, but it was a huge play. And you know what, and for anyone, I was involved in voting a lot of people out, and I apologize for that, but only to the point where I was trying to further myself in the game. It's never anything, I don't think I ever really blindsided anyone. I feel like you sort of knew if you were going home. And that's something I tried to, again, trying to keep with the honesty. I think I played a better game than both of these two. I am the only one left standing with my alliance. We got split up pretty easily. They had it easy. When they got split up down the teams, they had 3 people. We only had 2. We had to make it work from there. I initiated a lot of things. I initiated alliances. I scraped through games. The last 2 or 3 rounds, there's a target on my back. And the fact that I was able to scrape through and get all the way here speaks a lot about that. I just think I really deserve this because I fought all the way here and I played awfully strategically. And I'll own up to anything I did. If you guys are mad at me, let me know. And I'll say, look, this is the rationale. It was nothing personal. It was because we need to get further in the game. Every vote I made was tactically, strategically sound as to advancing me further, me and my alliance further in the game. So thank you guys.
I'll be honest, I'm horrible at speaking in front of crowds, so I can't make it sound as nice as him. But alright, so for those of you who do know me, I'm a horrible liar. And yet somehow in this game, I was able to look people in the eye and be like, we're actually voting this person. I can't lie, but yet I stepped up and I was able to lie. Which I know a lot of people are thinking, well, why would you want to vote for a liar? Part of the game, you have to. If someone comes up to you and you don't say, yes, I'm with you and I'm going to vote this person out, then they're going to target you and you don't want them to mess up the plans. So from the beginning, I knew, since there were groups of 4, that I needed to find one person to align myself with. It was Kim. And I knew Lauren was going to be a huge threat. So I needed to get rid of her just because she had Taylor, and I just know her kind of personality. Like, people were gonna like her. So I convinced Josh and her to vote her out. And then once we merged, it was us 3, and I'm like, okay, that's the only way that we're gonna survive is to stick together. And I wanted to solidify our alliance. So when I found 2 immunity idols, I ended up giving one to her. I wanted to keep this info to myself and not tell anyone, but I knew I needed to solidify that because I was afraid that maybe she would flip at some point. And then, so from the beginning, you guys all know, most of you know, I am a hardcore Survivor fan. In the past year, have watched every single episode. This is like a dream come true in a way. So I felt like because of that and because of the move I made last year and flipped, that target was on my back. Everyone was like, we need to get rid of Jessy. And I think it was 3 in a row my name came up, and then another time after that. And somehow I dodged all of them, and I don't know how the heck I managed to do that, but I did. And man. And then of course the last challenge. I don't know, I'm not a physical person. I never thought I could do anything like that. And then somehow I won. And it was just, I don't know how I did it. These people were great to fight with, and somehow I made it on top, so yes.
Okay, So I'm also not good at public speaking. So yeah, that's great. So in the beginning, I also knew that I needed an alliance, which I knew would be Jessy. I also never have watched Survivor. I watched like one episode with my cousin once. So I also didn't understand how this worked. So I think the fact that I didn't really know like how like everything played out and like how you had to make alliances like throughout the whole game that stayed and stuff. So I think that really, I don't know. And then also, I think that since I didn't really switch alliances, besides Miranda, which I want to say I switched at the end after Mikey and Taylor had talked to me. And I was scared that you were flipping. So I didn't know what was happening, to be honest. So that's what happened there. And I also watched everyone else kind of flip, so I wasn't really sure. But Jessy never flipped on me, which I was glad. And she gave me the immunity idol, and then I gave it back to her at the tribal whatever thing at the end to prove to her that I wasn't gonna vote her out. And then also I didn't win any challenges, but I think that's what makes me a survivor, is because since I didn't get immunity in any rounds, that makes me a survivor. And then I feel like I'm also the underdog, and I feel that since I didn't watch the game before, that makes me a survivor.
Alright, well, everybody made some pretty strong cases on why they should win. But now it's time to find out what the jury thinks.
Okay, so my question goes towards Jessy and Kimberly. And when you were talking, Mikey made a case that he played a strong strategic game. And you two made the case that you somehow sort of skated through on luck and chance. So how can you argue that you played a better game when all your points pointed towards luck? Wouldn't that clearly make Mikey the better survivor? Particularly when the only true strategic move Jessy made was getting me out, and the only true strategic move Kimberly made was getting Miranda out, and she didn't even claim that as a strategic move.
Alright, I did feel like, no offense, as though I was kind of dragging him along. Wait, I'm sorry. This is hard just because like I really feel like we were close, and it's hard to like diss her at this point. Not diss her, okay, that sounds really bad, but I feel like she was kind of like my shadow in a way. Like she was constantly coming up to me like, okay, what do we do now? And I was like, all right, first we need to take you out, which you already said. I said. And then when it came down to that, obviously this game is about numbers, and so I knew throughout the whole time I needed to have numbers on my side. And so once again, I had Josh and her. And then when we got to the merge, I like, even though we didn't know for a fact that the merge was happening, I knew that the Sharks and the Wolves needed to stick together because we would have the numbers. I mean, yeah, it would have ended up being like tie, I think, in the end or something, but like, I just knew that we had to get rid of him and Michaela. And so that there, right there, we had numbers. And then throughout, it's kind of, I feel like the last...
Okay, so your overarching goal is eliminate a couple threats, right?
Yeah.
Got it, good.
Kimberly, can you walk through your strategy in about a minute?
Basically, I wanted to eliminate people who were changing their minds, or like people who could easily change their mind.
Did you take active steps to pursue that?
Yeah, Miranda, when I voted her off.
Got it, good.
And then...
Alright. And if we want to move on to Taylor, your question.
Okay. My question to you guys, pretty simple. I certainly didn't play a perfect game of Survivor, and I don't really think, this was kind of a messy game, and I don't think anyone necessarily played a perfect game. So thinking about it from that standpoint, what is your biggest regret? Like, what do you think is the move that if you could go back and undo that and do something different, what would you do differently?
I would have not only played my idol for Josh, I should have done that, but I don't know if I fully regret that, anything I do fully regret, it's I should have jumped on board with you and Josh when Josh was pushing for it. I still thought Miranda was with us wholeheartedly, so I was pushing for me, Josh, and Miranda final 3. Little did I know that she flipped. So I would have played Milo for Josh, and I would have joined your guys' alliance, and then we could have tried to pull someone else over, and we could have ran from there. If I'd have done that, I think the whole game would have been in our control till the end. But I didn't do that. So I guess I would say that's my biggest regret.
Thanks, guys. Best of luck tonight.
Mikey, how did I get a target on my back so early?
Like on the Sharks?
Yes.
Honestly, because me and Alexa or Alexandra, we were the two. So we hit that. And then honestly, it was because during that first challenge, you were just slower. I mean, from shooting, you like walk back slower. And my mentality at the whole point was, let's keep the trap strong. So it wasn't anything like personally against you. It was just that I had an alliance that I had to stick with.
Randy, your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look at me like I'm gonna ask you a question.
Oh yeah.
You were the chosen one. But the thing is, you joined the Force and you're the dark side and you didn't destroy them. So my question goes to you actually.
Okay.
We had a really strong team alliance thing going on. Can you just give me a really quick walkthrough of like, because in my head I'm like, you're gonna flip on me because that's how I felt it because we were too strong for too long in my experiences before is alliances that strong that the cracks are forming and people are making alliances outside. So can you just walk me through like where you were through the whole
My
process?
mindset?
Yeah.
I was with you. I honestly, genuinely wanted to stick with like us 6, take those 2 out, and then go from there.
Because my mindset was, we take them out, and then me, you, and Josh are in there strong. I figured we could get Kimberly as our 4th, and we could go. So I was like, the entire time, as soon as I realized what was, when you guys voted for Josh, I realized something was up. I was with you guys until that point, and you knew, because I went to you and I said, hey, we're voting Jessy. Like, I trusted you guys. So my mindset the entire time was, I'm with you. Josh was trying to get Taylor to be our 3rd. And I kept telling Josh, I was like, Josh, no, I want her. Because I told Josh, me and him final 2, and I told you, me and you final 2. And I honestly meant it for both of you. I wanted us as the final 3. And then...
Quick follow-up question.
Okay.
I feel like our strategies were actually pretty darn similar until that one point.
Yeah.
Who do you think between us, if it would have came down to you and me in the final 2, which this one exists, but if it did, who do you think would have played the stronger game at that point?
If we had stuck together, I would still say me, because I feel like if we were like together and we were going on like a rampage, the target would be on my back. I'm much more aggressive, I'm much more vocal, like openly. So I feel like people would have looked at us and they would have said, we need to get rid of Mikey. So I feel like the whole time it would be me dodging the bullets. But again, it's hard to say because there would have been other plays, there would have been other moves in effect that who knows who would have initiated it. And it really all goes down to who initiates moves and who initiates strategies. So it's hard to say hypothetically, but hypothetically speaking, I would say the target would probably be would have been on my back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I played with none of you. Literally, like I feel like I'm the only one sitting here that has not played a single second with any of you. And so my big question is you guys, all 3 of you, were so focused on the Sharks and the Wolves going past. What was it that was so intimidating about us Eagles? Because it wasn't only I got out, through my own teammates, which was fine, but you also targeted Dan. And then you targeted Michaela and Taylor. Why?
Just the numbers
Yes,
just added up because of the alliances.
And then, so yeah, that's why we voted up Dan, because just the position that we were in, it would have been the smartest to go and vote Dan out.
Otherwise, it would have been
Yeah,
all the
Taylor.
Eagles against random stuff.
My answer to that question is you guys were a pretty whole team. The Sharks didn't have, the Sharks and the Eagles both had 4 people left. The Sharks got split 2-2, which means instantly put us down numbers in Wolves, and then it put them down numbers against the Eagles. So we were down in both cases. The Eagles had 3 on one spot. So we figured that the 3 Eagles would get out of there alive. My rationale behind it is because I aligned with Josh. Me and Josh were through the majority of me and Josh were really tight, and me and Randall were really tight. So I aligned with Josh. So I knew that we had 3 for us. So I figured if they're going along with us, they went along with us. They're like, yeah, we're down. So if we have a majority of people who are willing to all work together, it would be harder to take one Eagle and use him to try and get the other 3 to join us. So that it was really mine, is that I didn't want to go into the merge and have one tribe have all 4 people left.
Now for our final question, Dan.
All right, so my decision is made, and it's up to you guys to convince me otherwise. So the way I see it is Mikey played a game, and then the 2 of you played a game. Mikey made decisions, made things happen, and aligned with people, and you 2 just kind of sat there and survived. And you weren't as big of a threat in the beginning, so everybody just let you go on by. And don't get me wrong, the game's called Survivor, so you need to survive. I think that Mikey's plan is more respectable, and what he did is more respectable. Why do you think what you did was more respectable?
I think the fact that we started out slow, it made us not have targets on our back right away. So I think that made it so, I don't know, I think that was better.
I'm confused why you think that he played a more respectful game, because once again, the major alliances always had us in it. We were always in it, and it was always other people coming in and out. Oh, okay, Taylor's with us now. Okay, no, now Taylor's not. Okay, now Mikey is. So I felt like we were the center every time, and yet I kept getting voted for over and over again. So obviously I was a threat.
Well, I mean, 2 of those were because people were going out and they had no one else to vote for.
It could have been a solid us, but then you.
I remember when we were doing the split vote, I had to reassure you at least 10 times, this is fine, this is gonna work, vote, no who you're voting for.
At least I wasn't freaking out
I wasn't freaking out.
Okay, you guys are definitely getting off topic.
Okay, sorry.
But basically I'm just gonna say, you guys survived because people just were like, yeah, we'll keep that. We don't need to vote them out right now.
But you guys keep saying that having us be together is not smart.
I'm not saying that.
It was smart for us to keep strong
together. But I'm just saying
Why?
Your Survivor strategy again was great, but I just respect Mikey's more because he wasn't just overlooked. He was definitely a threat the entire time, and he made it to the end.
All right. I think we've got a lot of answers out of that, and we have some tough decisions to make. But now we will move to the vote.
My opinion still stands. Mikey played a much better game. You guys are all survivors, but I just don't respect the way that you made it through, which was just by not really being seen and hiding in the shadows. So, Mikey's the winner here.
I mean, I'd really rather not vote for any of them. They all voted for me.
You played such a hard and great game. Yes, I turned on you, and you did so fantastic. I definitely think you're a major power player. And although I think I fed a lot more into the situation than you may think about, you did such a good job. Shark kisses forever.
I'm sure you guys are excited to find out who finally won. So I'll go and tally the votes. We finally have all the votes in. We have them all tallied up. Are you guys ready to hear who won?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in a surprising, unanimous decision, the jury has voted that our winner for His House Season 4 is Mikey.